Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and today I'm picking up where I left off in my Disco Elysium game. Um, yeah, well, last session I spent a couple hours wandering around trying to find this so-called Pigs character, hoping to get my gun back. And it turns out that apparently there was a bug. According to David Graves' comment on my on the YouTube video, he said, "Yeah, you're supposed to be able to find her there. I don't know why she didn't show up. And also, you're supposed to be able to find the site of the 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 shot origin as well. You know that whole part of the quest. So like I don't know. Maybe uncovering Harry's car when I did kind of made the programming break down or something. Maybe I just have to wait until the next day. I don't know. Anyway, let's see what Kim has to say. He has dialogue here.
I've been meaning to have a little chat with you about your sense of style.
Sense of style? What? Kim confronting me about my style? Uh-oh. How's this going to go? My style? What about it?
It's just, well, you look more like a high-flying businessman than a police officer.
Oh. You mean the empathy jacket?
That's right. You're an entrepreneur of the peace, here to disrupt legacy law enforcement with buzzwords and privatization schemes.
Oh, I just thought this is how professional people are supposed to dress, or that's not quite what I was going for. High-flying businessman. Like, is it the jacket, or is it the hat? What, or is it just what? I don't know. Is he saying he wants me to put my my proper police coat back on? Anyway, which of these options should I go for? I don't know. Seems professional enough to me. What do I know? Let's just say that's not quite what I was going for.
Then maybe you should change your look.
Okay.
You know the expression, the clothes make the man? The right outfit in the right situation can make all the difference in the world.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why I keep changing outfits. Whatever. Having a conversations with people like, oh, put on the drama shirt. Oh, put on the conceptualization tie or whatever. Okay, no, you're a sharp dressed man. We could be style buddies, or I'm not taking style tips from someone who dresses like a mega binoclard. Yikes. Okay, or I'm not taking style tips from someone who dresses like a washed up tip top racer. They're mean options. I can't be mean to Kim. All right, let's go with okay. You're a sharp dressed man. We could be style buddies.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, detective.
Darn, I guess there's no pleasing Kim in this situation. Also, I'm shining a flashlight in his face. That's not nice. Anyway, continue.
A warm smile.
Empathy roll.
Anyway, we should probably get back to the case. Let's go.
You're not going to give me any tips? What is the issue? What is it the shirt? Like, is this a bad shirt to be wearing for doing police work? It's my drama shirt. It gives me +1 drama. I mean, there's the disco ass blazer, which gives +1 to speed of car. I mean, there's the RCM patrol cloak. You know, okay, boosted teamwork. It's just shivers, which is like, you know, tune to the city, yada yada yada. This one gives me better visual calculus. It looks, I don't know, it looks like some kind of weird night jacket or something. I don't like this. I don't know. I sort of feel like this one looks classier. I mean, this. Of course, this look is the ultimate in class. Like, you can't top that. But I don't know. fine. Maybe I should put in the logic shirt. Can I keep the drama bow tie though? I mean, pinball maker's coat. Yeah, this is the. It's. I think it's a nice looking coat. Like, should I be wearing the RCM patrol coat? The disco-esque blazer. Bonus to rhetoric, reduction, empathy. Wear the armor. I don't know. Where'd the logic shirt go? Oh, I'm wearing it. Is the commander's jacket better? Is this any better, Kim?
Yes.
Do I not have the option to get his input on that? How will I know if I have the right style? He's really vague in his criticism. I don't even know exactly what he was criticizing. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, the whole Pig's Quest thing. I guess I'm gonna have to give up on that until the next day, maybe. Maybe hopefully I can get the gun back then, and hopefully I don't get into a shootout in the meantime. Meantime, it's 1:30, and they say I mean, as we've established, like, time kind of stops once it hits 2 a.m. So, like, I guess I should just keep on moving and exploring and stuff until it's that time. I kind of wanted to check out the church. I don't know if this is a good time to do that. Oh yeah, probably could have just fast traveled there. Oh well. Oh wait, that's the church there. Yeah, before I go into the church though, okay. Do your little run around. Yeah, so that's the front door of the church. I got the key for it from the guys in the tent. But, oh no, where am I going? No, get back here. But yeah, Diablo Grace made the comment that the weird noise I was hearing over here. Let's see if I hear it again. Don't hear it now. Like, okay, well, during the last stream, when I got to this area, there was a weird noise I was hearing, and apparently that's somehow connected to the old Pig's Quest or something.
Listen to an empty cigarette pack.
Yeah, and I'm holding on the right mouse button. There's nothing clickable. This is the north end of the boardwalk, where supposedly the shot came from, or was one of the potential locations where the shot could have come from, and I'm supposed to be able to find something to investigate. Like, I've not consulted a walkthrough or anything. Like, I'm went into this game completely blind, so I'm just going by the information that was given in game. There was supposed to be something at the north end of the boardwalk, and I'm not seeing anything there. I think that's just part of the bug or whatever. Oh well, let's see if we can go into the church.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
They drilled it in, okay. Inspect the carpentry? Sure, why not?
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Okay, run your hand over a beam?
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
There's another option there. Hold on, inspect the carpentry
The
again,
carving on
and
the door
back up and look at
is
the door.
The doors remain unchanged, closed with a padlock.
Take a closer look at
This
the padlock.
cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
So X is for eyes, basically, is what you're saying. Have you seen this symbol before? Point to it, or take another look at the palette. Well, have you? Yeah, that's Kim. Have you seen it before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Okay, what is junior delinquency, or what is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Yeah.
Thus, it must be made by youths.
Ooh, interfacing rule. I can try to peel off the sticker without ripping it. 72% chance, but if I'm wearing my interfacing gloves, I can boost that. Hold on. Here I go, wearing evidence.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height,
92%.
stand shut in front of you. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry where it belongs, or put the sticker on your ledger, right on the cover, or shake it off your thumb and throw it in the wind. After the last entry? Okay, put it after the last entry, I guess.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
I got experience for that. Crazy. Okay, open the padlock with the key.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
Pulling the
A
doors.
great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum.
Innards.
In the heart of the city,
I would have pronounced it innards. Yeah, incidentally, this is rather late for me to be streaming. It's like 1:45 here. Oh, hello. Yeah, I would have much preferred to done the stream earlier, but it just it's been a few days since I streamed, and I was like, darn it, what a stream. Yeah, I don't care if it's too late. And, you know, who knows? Like, last time I streamed this late, I got a much larger audience than I expected, so maybe it'll work out. Strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Oh yeah? Okay. I will make a point of not running then. Somebody is this like recently chiseled here? Or chiseled? Whittled, I suppose? Is this wood? This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Yeah. Is that what that, the noise was? Oh, well, I don't know. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Forked lightning pattern you saw outside? Did we see a forked lightning pattern outside? I don't recall that. Yeah, but yeah, let's just keep looking around, I guess. The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. Okay, so this is the setup that the guys are talking about. It's arranged in a hexagon. Could these wires work as contact microphones? Contact mic. Anyway, yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, um, compared to other games that I've streamed, I haven't typically gotten like huge audiences for the Disco Elysium streams, but yeah, the one time I did play like really late, it got a curiously larger than usual audience. So I don't know, maybe all the Disco Elysium fans come out at night or something. So far it's not working. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Something to do with radio frequencies. Okay, so this is going to connect with that radio computer program thing that we saw earlier. 2 decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. Someone's creating sound effects. Does this lead outside? What is all this? Portable Harman Wowshy tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? This looks tragic. Like, I mean, this massive work of art here has been smashed. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. Alright. What have we here? Ooh, it's another one of those radio computers.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
Says the stepping closer. He seems cautious around the machine.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Kim's advising we leave. Oh dear. What about the Jamrock shovel? Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in the doomed commercial area. Or wait, let me just investigate it. Step behind the computer. Or you're right. Let's get out of here. Let me just investigate. Step behind the computer, I guess.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Diamond-shaped glasses? They look circular to me. Did whoever was writing this not get the concept art in time, or something? Look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March.
Okay.
Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater.
What's this case down here? It looks like, I don't know, it looks reminiscent of bags of drugs or something. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be because I wasn't able to click on it, but anyway. Shall we give it a shot? Give it a whirl? Press play?
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
It's going to be the same moment?
Good evening.
Yeah.
Votre accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
So, this one's also called Fortress Accident. Or, I mean, it's I don't know, on the same network or something. Please repeat. Is this the personal log? She's expecting a call, or someone was in the middle of a call when we came in.
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you? Or I looked inside the core, but the tape and film it just said log February to March, or which accent looked like the one in the doomed commercial area, or thanks, but I'm finished with this call. Press off/silent. Okay. Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's not clear whether she recognizes your voice. The personal log? Looks like the core of the tape and the film, it just said log February to March. Sure, let's go with that.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Repeat the password. Implying that somebody gave her the password already. Can't we just assume that we know the password?
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
Password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint? Is it my birthday? Is it the police? Please open this thing. I don't know the password. Let's go with I don't know. It's the same messages as the other one.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Darn.
Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Which accident? I like the one in the doomed commercial area. Sure, why not?
I have two machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun, Rue de Saint-Ghislaine. I mean, Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, that's the one in the east end that we were using before, I believe. I guess this is Saint-Brun. Saint-Brun.
Saint-Brun, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, that's the doomed commercial area.
Thanks, Kim.
Anything else I can help you with?
Thanks, but I'm finished with this call.
Sleep well, votre accident.
She says as her voice disappears into a whirl of static.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
So what happens if we press print?
Nothing happens.
Darn. Okay, leave. Let's take a look over here. I'm deliberately choosing to walk. It said, don't run here. Oh, wait. Can I? What have we here? Empathy boots. Mesk bangers, red brogues. Sure. Oh, adventure game rules. These are mine now. Is there a way over there? No. Pathfinding. Engage. I'm just gonna click on the spot and trust Harry to know where to go. What have we here? Another one of these carved things. Oh, are you doing it? Just gonna circle around here. Okay, hold on. Let's look at this thing instead then. Cracked pane of glass, colorful. Where are you going? Where are you going, Harry? Spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. Okay, thanks. And what's this? Some clothing items hang there, it looks like? I'm gonna add it to my collection, because why not, I guess? What's this? Mesk Banger's silk scarf. +1 a pain threshold? This huge red scarf is still dusty from lying in the church. A subtle red-on-red embroidery embellishes it with cocky roosters and mesk floral motives. Motives? Not motifs? How does it look? Hey, it's good for cold weather, I guess. Going with the drama bow tie still. Don't suppose Kim was criticizing my hat. I mean, it's the Dick Mullen hat. Like, it's obviously police attire, right? Wasn't empathy in someone else's shoes. Ha. These dapper snakeskin shoes have an almost invisible white-on-white flower motive. Motive? Is that supposed to say motif? Like M-O-T-I-F? Like, motif meaning, you know, like... Oh, I should probably change out these gloves here. Put on the intimidation gauntlets. But yeah, like a motif, as in an artistic choice that's supposed to evoke, you know, a certain, you know, sort of symbolic thing. Or, I don't know, motive. Like, what? What do you mean motive? Okay, sewn on the tongue. The toe caps are still dusty from lying in the church. Well, okay. Oh yeah, how's my thought cabinet doing? Still working on rigorous self-critique. Now we're 40, so that's probably gonna finish the next day. What have we here? Figure drawn in frost on the window depicting a deer. And this one? Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. Okay. Wires going into...
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Oh yeah? Yeah. It's funny how that can work. I mean, sometimes there are, like in a building or a room, there are certain spots which either like focus the echoes on you, or you know, just absorb the sound in a way to just change the way the sound comes back to you. It can be really weird. There's I was going to say downtown Toronto, not exactly downtown. One of the subway stations has a spot where there's a dome over it, and if you stand in just the right spot and tap your feet, or speak or sing or make any noise at all, it like the echoes come back at you in this really bizarre, distorted way. It's awesome. And anytime I go to that station, I have to go seek out that dome and just, I don't know, just make noise just for the sake of that thing. Anyway, moving on. Wait, I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums. You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Yell as loud as you can, or stomp your feet and clap your hands. These are my only options. We're just, you know, walking over here. They just suddenly yell out as loud as I can. It's like, Kim's like, what the F is going on with you? I'm gonna go with stomp your feet and clap your hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
Great. My only option is yell as loud as you can. Okay, let's go with that.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
Okay, well, I mean, the sound isn't coming back to me. Does that mean everyone else is hearing it?
It's unnerving.
Turn to Kim. What's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing. It's beginning to worry me. Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this. You can't hear shit. Let's go with not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, what if it's something paranatural, or it's probably nothing, just our imagination, or whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening around us. I mean, there's there, there has to be an option in between must be paranatural and must be our imagination. I don't know. Let's go with whatever it is. It's definitely real. Something odd is happening around us. Let's go with that, I guess.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you.
Look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Red check. Perception sight. Try to see beyond the shadows. Or what if I don't want to know what's up there? Yeah, only have a 42% chance. I don't know if I have any. I don't know if I have anything that boosts perception. Where's perception in this? Okay. I could level it up before doing it. I'm probably just going to roll a 4 and it's going to defeat the purpose, but let's go with what if I don't want to know what's up there.
The silence, the darkness, they've enveloped you as in a cocoon. You cannot move anymore.
That sounds rather dramatic. Should I try leveling something up before making that roll? Let's go for it. 42% chance. Let's go. 4. 4. Another 4. Add it to the list. Add it to the pile of 4s that I've rolled in this game. The uncanny number of 4s I've rolled.
Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin.
Yeah. Yeah, see, if I'd spent the point to level up my perception, a 4 still wouldn't have done it. It's, what is the game trying to tell me with all these 4s? And again, it's always a 1 and a 3. I have never rolled a 4 that consisted of 2 2s. It's always a 1 and a 3. In fact, now that I think about it, I think the 3 might have been on the right each time, or maybe just organize the dice that way. Anyway, okay, so failed my perception roll. What's the darkness like? Try to make out something, anything, or blink. Let's go with what's the darkness like.
Filled with vague shapes of woodwork, the sense of a great height.
Try to make out something, anything.
There's nothing. You're dizzy and disoriented as you see dark and more dark rising.
Would I have been able to see better if I'd come here during the day? Oh well.
Officer, what are you looking at?
He follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you are seeing. Blink. Oh. What the heck?
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
Ah. So there is something crawling across the ceiling. Okay. Tiago? What is this Tiago?
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Alright. Okay, screw it. I'm gonna... Should I change to the... Yes. No. I'm gonna talk to him as I am.
Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently. The Crab Man.
Hey, who's there? This is the police. Show yourself. Say nothing. Be quiet for now. Are you the Crab Man? Shall I assert some authority here? Even though I'm taking an authority hit from the thought cabinet thing I'm working on, but let's go with this is the police. Show yourself.
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
The right place for what, or what are you doing here? Let's go with the right place for what?
Here you could receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
Uh-huh, okay. So, yeah, not a fan of alcoholism, apparently, whoever he is.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Yeah, he's like, uh, yeah, habitual alcohol use? No, let's just go with habitual narcotics instead. Anyway, whispers to you quietly.
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about? The bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
I only had one drink in the last 3 days. Oh well. Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem. It's been getting out of hand lately, but or I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use. Oh, hell no, right away. um, is this gonna give me a morale hit if I go with this? I'm gonna try it anyway. I guess I have a bit of a problem. It's been getting out of hand lately, but
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence, and you don't even know it.
Great, more patronizing, so original. Or, oh, I'm very in touch with my suffering. Or, how do you know what I'm feeling? Or, I'm actually here on behalf of some young people looking to establish a nightclub. You can be direct, or you can, how do you know what I'm feeling?
I was like you once, just dragging my feet to the next bottle. Shit was dark, Holmes.
Hmm.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like you have a point there. Or, who do you think you are? Some crazy guy under the roof? What is this shit? Or, alcohol is central to my identity. If I wouldn't drink, I just wouldn't be me. Or, this is stupid. I don't even know what this is. Or, that's all well and good, but we need to talk about the unlicensed occupation of ecclesiastic property. uh, well, Kim suggested we should pay attention to what he's saying. So with Kim's blessing, let's go with, for some reason I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church, and I got another thought from my thought cabinet here. What's this? Wasteland of reality? 20-hour research time and -2 to physical instrument? It has been brought to your attention that you're an alcoholic and that it's a sickness and it's killing you. You're crawling on your knees through life, your booze-filled belly dragging on the ground, your brain now fuzzy, now in overdrive, your hair sticking together with today's cold sweat and yesterday's vomit. Perhaps they're right. Anything is better than this, even bone-dry reality itself. Maybe you can quit? Question mark? Huh. Huh, okay. I mean, I've been kind of feeling for a while that it'd be good to, for Harry to just come to terms with some of the difficulties he's gone through and stuff, and how they relate to troubles he's had. I don't know. Maybe it would be good to do some self-examination and yeah, I mean, since rigorous self-critique is done, maybe I'll go with that one. I mean, aside from that, I'm not sure which of these I'd like to research really. At some point, I'll probably get rid of, I don't know, either some kind of superstar or coach physical instrument. I feel like these didn't really give me any benefit. They just give me drawbacks without significant benefit. Anyway, okay. All right, moving right along.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he sways. 'Tis not an act, my liege, save him perchance he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
Okay, you must be the Crabman. Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. Do you know where the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines around you, or okay then, thanks, leave. You must be the crab. It's just okay. Do you know where the other spooker is? Point the strange machines around you. Let's go with that.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is grandma?
Yeah, what is he saying there? Is the Viejita muy estudiosa? Wait, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a Viejita? Or, right, thanks, I'll see if I can find her some other way. Okay, so implying that there's an older woman. Is the other person? Possibly either Ruby or Pigs, probably Ruby. Okay, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a Viejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
He scratches his head.
Wait, what if it's Ruby?
Yeah. Might just be trivial success.
Did it ever seem to you like she was hiding here from something?
Lieutenant seems to be thinking the same. He takes out his little notebook.
You mean like a fugitive?
He glances at the abandoned radio computer on the other side of the nave, pulsing with light, then he shakes his head.
No, man. Quite the opposite. I don't think she cared much about authority or anything else for that matter. Maybe only about her machines.
I see. And where is she now?
Lieutenant seems content with that answer.
I told you, Holmes. I don't know.
How can you not know that when you both live here? Or, right, thanks, I'll see if I can find some way. No, how do you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
He shrugs.
Or search through her radio computer.
Ooh. Have you by any chance heard the Viejita say the password to her radio computer?
Too many times, Essay. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
Why is Drama putting such emphasis on the letter S there? I'm doing a survey of passwords and passcodes, identifying regional trends in the interest of public safety, of course. That's hilarious. I wonder if that scam works. Can I imagine, like, someone going around calling or emailing people and saying, we're doing a survey of passwords to identify regional trends, in the interest of public safety, of course. Would anyone fall for that? Or just tell you what's the password, step closer. Or, yes, it's for a first-degree murder investigation, Martinez. Honestly, I just want to break into a radio computer, see what's on it. Drama suggesting the survey option, so I'm going to go with that.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death.
Huh. Nifty.
What do you think of that? Makes me almost pity la niñita pequeña when I hear it.
Okay, he's asking the question, what do you think of that? But I don't have the option to answer it, so eh. So, you must be the crab man, or some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. Well, we've got the password for the computer now, so we can probably mess around with both of the filaments and stuff, and figure out what that's all about. Should I bring up this crabman stuff? I don't know, it's an option. I'll see what he has to say. You must be the crabman.
Never known myself to be a crab, but if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
I don't know, it wasn't me. Somebody else called you that. To be fair, it's really more like a spider, or if you're not a crab, then what are you? Sorry, you just weren't moving like a human. Or, hey, it's your neighbors who came up with this name, not me. Yeah. Your neighbors who came up with this name, not me.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
He considers this for a moment. What were you before you became a crabman? He just said he's a flame. Okay, what were you before you became a crabman?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
Shake your head. So many people losing their memory. Certain portent of doom. Or, I lost my memory too, and it haunts me. Or, I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me. Start again from scratch. I mean, yeah, that's a positive way of looking at it. I mean, that's theoretically sort of what he's been doing. Or, so you used to be in a gang, but you don't really remember it. It sounds convenient. I'm gonna go with I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me. Start again from scratch.
That's not really the point, I say.
Oh.
You gotta give yourself over to service. Service of the mother, that is.
Frowns. Okay.
Do you remember your name, sir?
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak.
It's had the name tag Tiago since before he started speaking, but okay. Anyway.
Your place amongst your fellas. Your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
Okay, my name's Harry. Extend your hand for greeting. Or, my name sets me apart from my fellows. How often do you meet Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau? Or, my name's Harry Dubois, and my place in the world is Lieutenant W. Frater. Or, I don't do names either. Names are out. I don't care what mine is. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. No, I'm gonna go with. Let's go with my name's Harry. Extend your hand for greeting. Sure.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
He ignores your hand, his limbs a mere shadow below the ceiling. Okay, so what are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration.
He nods toward the ceiling.
I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Okay, who's this mother of silence you keep talking about? What will happen once you drink from this perforation? I still don't understand what you're doing in the church. Or are these yours? Show him the scarf and shoes you found lying around. Oh. Maybe I had other questions. What will you have once you drink from this perforation? Let's offer him back the scarf and shoes first, so I don't feel like I stole them.
I think they were. A long time ago. I had to shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
Looks at the red clothing items in your hand.
They look pretty dapper, actually.
Okay, what will happen once you drink from the perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
Okay.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
Okay. Substitution behavior? You know a thing or two about that? Like, where... suggesting you're substituting one addiction for another kind of thing? Or... Anyway, who's this mother of science you keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, Hassan. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
Okay. Yeah, you sure you didn't just switch one drug for another, or... Let's go with, I still don't understand what you're doing in this church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
You should sing for me, the superstar cop. Point your thumbs at yourself. Or, it doesn't really make sense for you to sing if she's the mother of silence. Or, not sing is good. I'm a bit of a singer myself. Yep, I did karaoke. So singing is good. I'm a bit of a singer myself.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes.
Huh.
This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart.
Okay.
You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
Okay. Deep, I guess. How did you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was.
You think you did some construction work here? Like, you really did lose his memory? What, is he that deep into doing drugs that he just actually absolutely completely forgot his former life, and he just lives in the rafters of a church now? Back when he had material worries? Okay. Alright, moving on.
Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, eh? It didn't belong to me.
Sure he didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Huh.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own self.
Faith is a kind of drug, or I guess you have a point, proceed, or let's agree to disagree, or I was being sensitive, sorry, let's move on. Okay. Okay, I've got a moral choice here. Yeah. Lying to himself, according to drama here. So let's just follow what drama says and go faith is a kind of drug, I guess.
I heard that before, Way. And I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
I think love might have been my drug of choice, and I think I'm still hungover from it. I mean, I mean that's what the indicators are. Yeah, so let's go with that, sure.
She took you for a good spin, huh? Don't worry, bro. That love is but a drop compared to the ocean of the mother's love.
Looks at you gravely. Um, don't know if we should be confiding this much into the weird guy in the rafters, but let's move on.
The mother will eat all of you and never spit you out.
Okay, so I guess your points, agree to disagree, or is it being insensitive? Sorry, let's move on. Agree with him, or disagree with him, or just... I mean, okay, I guess this is... the game is full of, like, moral choices, or sociopolitical choices, or personality quizzes like this. I guess this is the game trying to figure out what kind of person I am. I mean... I grew up in a United Christian, I've mentioned before, United Christian household. You know, went to church every Sunday. You know, I've been to Sunday school, I've done Bible studies, yada yada yada. I'm not exactly a religious person per se. You know, like I would just describe myself as agnostic, as if anything, you know, like perfectly open to whatever possibilities there are in the universe, but you know, if there is a deity or deities out there, I sort of see it as a personal thing. I don't see it as something I need to go to a building and celebrate with other worshippers. You know, like, you know what I mean? Whatever faith, I just feel like whatever faith or spirituality is there in me, I don't feel the need to share it with others. I mean, who knows? What do I know? Maybe that's something I'm missing out on in my life. I mean, some people get a lot of fulfillment out of sharing in community with fellows, you know, other people that share their faith or whatever, whatever religion they might follow. I don't know. It's just never really been my thing. Like, it's like I don't mind going to church, but it's like I don't get anything out of it that other people seem to. But I don't know. I guess different people might go for that sort of thing for different reasons. Like some people might be going for it because they feel like they're communing with a higher power, you know, finding direction in their life or whatever. Or some people might just be doing it for the community and togetherness with other like-minded people. I just yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm tempted to go with either let's agree to disagree or I was being insensitive. Sorry, let's move on. Like, I was being insensitive. Sorry, seems like the more polite option. Let's agree to disagree feels like it's taking a harder line on that point. Let's just go with I was being insensitive. Sorry, let's move on.
No worries, man. I know this shit takes time.
Yeah. Right, I had other questions.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
Yeah. Shoot, there's something else I was going to say. Yeah, you know, I think I mentioned in the other stream, you know, like when it comes to religion, based spirituality, whatever term you want to use for it, like it's a kind of thing. it can be used to justify good deeds. It can also be used to justify bad deeds, depending on the temperament of the people who are expressing those sorts of feelings. Yeah, I think of uh, 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 like thinking of people that use their faith as an excuse to do good deeds. I think of people in my barbershop choir, for instance, like particularly a former director, as a random example, who you know, a very religious person doesn't usually express it in the at rehearsals or whatever, out of respect for the fact that different people believe different things. But like you get a definite sense that it's something that drives them to do good deeds to in life in general, and you can see it motivates good behavior. But on the other hand, at the other end of the spectrum, it's like religion has also been used to justify wars and all kinds of horrible atrocities. I mean, hell, even right now, like the whole situation, between Israel and Palestine, and religion is basically being used as a justification for genocide, and it's just sad and disheartening. And you hear about nations picking sides and arming one side or the other, and it's just sadder, and it's yeah. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling off on one of my Tormuse tangent trademark Tormuse tangents again. I should probably just move on here. You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly flat.
Did you witness it?
Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
And Temperature 84 is here. Welcome to the stream. Do you realize how many people have died thus far? I mean, in this game, I guess no one's really died aside from the guy who got hanged, and indication is that he got shot before he was hanged. So yeah. Anyway, right now we're investigating the abandoned church, and we found some weird guy in the rafters who is apparently high on narcotics and going on about the Silent Mother or whatever. Anyway, some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. Yeah, let's go. That's supposedly what we're here for, so let's go with that.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Yeah. Wait, do they have a reason to be scared? So what do you think about the nightclub, that is? I trust you won't get in the way of some enterprising youth. Their business looks promising, or turning a church into a nightclub. I have to say, it's a great idea. You should support it. Wait, what about the guy who died on the platform? Oh, right, that guy too. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I forgot about that guy. Yes, so that's right, he died too. So I guess that's two people who've died. Yeah, I'm not aware of anyone else who's died in the game. But yeah, the guy who fell through the boardwalk and hit his head also passed away. Did you solve his identity? Yeah. He had a library card in his pocket, and we contacted the library, found out who he was, and he had a widow, and we went, and there's a rather stirring scene where we have to tell his wife that yeah, sorry, your husband just died. We just found his body. So that was kind of sad. um, but yeah, that little plot line is kind of resolved now, I think. um, and yeah, Kim said he called it in, and that other officers will deal with the body and stuff. Anyway, do they have a reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Though he used to, a long time ago.
Huh, okay. So what do you think about the nightclub, that is?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing.
Yeah.
Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go.
Okay. So he's okay with the nightclub thing? Sure, let's go for it.
Might even be nice to have some company.
Cool. Okay. Okay, then thanks.
I think we're done here, S.A.
The figure crawls off into the darkness above.
That was an interesting conversation.
Uh-huh.
However, I'm still not sure whether we'll find our suspect here.
Yeah, well, so you say, Kim, but the guy did say there was someone else here before, so... Oh, shoot. I said we weren't supposed to run. So... Yeah, so the other person might be around somewhere. Let's check out what's behind this smashed stained glass window here. Any homicidal space parasites that can mimic the appearance of a human. Oh great, this is another reference, isn't it? Homicidal space parasites that can mimic the appearance of a human. The first thing that comes to mind is The Thing. That movie, The Thing? That's, or extremely suspicious reference? Oh, okay. So, Among Us, then? Could also be a reference to, I rewatched the first season of Invincible recently, and that featured an alien parasite that can imitate humans. Good show, Invincible. It's yeah, it's got cool characterization and themes and stuff, and it's good stuff. Know that Among Us had a movie that it was based on. Oh, really? Huh. Like an Among Us movie? I was not aware of that. Anyway, let's see what's through here, I guess? Or can I go through there?
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty.
Mother of humanism. Okay, so this is not traditional Christian religion, I guess. Why is it? It looks like those are lungs. Her lungs are lit up. Okay. A movie that came out before Among Us. Oh, okay. Is it a movie with similar plotline? Okay, okay. But yeah, homicidal space parasites that can mimic the appearance of a human definitely sounds like The Thing, which is, yeah, classic horror movie from the 80s with, I watched it not too long ago. It's got some fantastic practical effects in it. Really creepy stuff. Like the alien thing, just this shape-shifting thing which turns into like Lovecraftian monstrosities, basically. Yeah, horrific stuff. Good movie if you like horror. Anyway, all right, moving on.
This is Her Innocence Dolores Day.
Ah, yes. A reminder that I need to read that book that I bought. Because I bought a book about her innocence to last day.
Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Should kneel? Sorry, who's making this suggestion? Kneel or no or leave me alone, woman? Should I kneel? Who's even making the suggestion you should kneel? Like, it just says stained glass window. Is it gonna, would it look weird if I kneel here? Yes, it was a thing I was referring to. Cool. I think I'm gonna not kneel. Yeah, sorry. Suggestion.
Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you.
Look up. No, or no, I am not your bug. Okay, let's look up, I guess.
The woman looks down at you, standing there. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips, and a glint in her green-blue eye. Of what? Compassion? Remorse?
Oh, I have to interpret it. It's a compassion, it's remorse, it's mourning, or it's not possible to live. Oh, great. What is this thing making me choose here? I can hardly see the look on her face. But, it gets dark there, and the angle and height of the monitor makes it awkward to see here. Yeah, okay. I have the monitor very high, theoretically to encourage me to sit up, because I have a tendency to slouch because I'm tall. Is this game's antics much? It does a lot of this thing where it feels like the game is judging me. It wants me to. It's trying to make me. It's trying to give me. It's like a personality quiz or something. Like what am I going to read out of this expression? I mean, I guess I'm leaning towards compassion. Like the way the Tiago guy was going on about it, it sounded like it was more of a compassionate kind of thing. I'm gonna go with compassion.
As that soft word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder.
Oh, he just crossed himself. Okay. Is Kim a religious then? Maybe I should have knelt. Okay, I'm gonna do the same.
Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times as you stand in the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles, her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
Yeah. So basically, it's the crossing gesture. It's the classic Christian gesture. You know, like touching the head. I'm not even exactly sure where that comes from exactly. That custom of touching to the head, the heart, and then one of each shoulder. Anyway, there's an encyclopedia roll here and a visual calculus roll. Okay, so this is Dolores Day. Encyclopedia. How did I know this is the mother of humanism? So I can do an encyclopedia roll there, or visual calculus, reconstruct the cracked glass? Huh. I get a +1 to the roll because of discovery of Insulinda? Okay, anyway, let's go with this is Dolores Day.
The old woman in the village was right. This must be the Dolorian Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the Small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
There's his voice. What else do you know? Or okie dokie. What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the Revolution or used for building materials.
So this is the last church left, you're saying?
We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find the instigator here. Something else, perhaps?
He looks at the machinery lying around. I mean, you say you don't think we're going to find her, but I don't know. I mean, there's signs that she's been here. Okay, I'm going to turn away, leave, and see if I can find something to boost Encyclopedia and Visual Calculus. I'm sure I can boost those rolls there. Okay, so I'm getting Encyclopedia boost from the hat. So chemistry, logic, perception, conceptualization, suggestion, empathy, speed, esprit de corps, shivers, physical instrument, suggestion, half-light, drama, interfacing, logic, authority, inland empire. I've got so many clothing items now. Savoir-faire, electrochemistry. That one gives me a visual calculus penalty, so I don't want that. Empathy, logic, shivers, physical instrument, inland empire, volition, rhetoric, empathy. Okay, +2 encyclopedia. Here we go. Put them on. And visual calculus glasses, so I think I can only wear one at a time. Pain threshold. I don't think I have anything that gives me a penalty to any of those things, do I? Okay, so the jacket also gives me a boost to visual calculus. How do you even fit those articles of clothing in your pocket? I know, right? More adventure game logic, I guess. Wait, hold on, was that, so that was, okay, so that's the encyclopedia boost, let's...
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass. A crack runs across the length of her body, her face oval and sad.
Okay, how did I know this is the mother of humanism? 83% chance, go!
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her innocence, Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived.
The most famous human being ever to have lived? That's, okay. That's quite a statement. Again, like, this game is full of like fictional countries and races and stuff. I have a feeling this is like basically she's like Jesus in this religion kind of thing.
No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
Are you secretly Steve or Alex? Steve or Alex? Steve or Alex? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. I know you're making reference to something. I'm just drawing a blank right now. 36 inventory slots. Yeah, I'm still feeling lost. The gear you're carrying, I don't know. I seem to be able to. I just keep picking stuff up. So, if I do hit a limit of what I can carry, I can sell stuff. But I haven't had a need of money for a while, so I haven't bothered to sell them. Minecraft main characters. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't hit a limit for inventory, so. Okay, anyway. Wait, what exactly is an innocence? I've heard of the system, or okay, when did she rule? What else do I know about her? I want more. Was there something terrifying about her or doubt this? I mean mascots, yeah, pretty much. Okay, what exactly is an innocence? I've heard of the system.
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
A ruler? A tyrant? So it's a ruler?
More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time.
Huh, okay. Elected to office by the founding party. Okay, so okay. So it's happened 6 times in the entirety of history. That suggests that this is a lifetime position, kind of thing. Elected to office. That makes it sound like some kind of political thing. Okay.
And innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. And innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
Is one in office now?
No, we are alone.
Huh, okay. Huh, okay. Alright, when did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi, she is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
Okay, what else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty.
Okay. Okay, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly, women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman.
It sure sounded like he said simple, but I said similar. Oh well, similar grasp in matters of philosophy. Okay, theology and science was encouraged. Okay.
She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene la Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on.
Voyages into the Pale. Okay. Yeah, we haven't exactly figured out what the Pale is, except that it was a region. Like there's like you had to cross the boundary into the Pale to find the, as you said, the new world. This group of islands that we're living on here.
She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history. The DeLorean era.
I could say wow or I don't care. Let's go with wow, I guess.
Wow indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest.
Uh-huh, hence the glowing lung image, I guess.
Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress.
Okay, was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it.
But?
Although she's often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, There was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her Therias. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
The most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. That makes her sound a lot worse than everything else you've set up to this point. Like, you're talking about her being like terribly smart and like an expert in chess and contract bridge, and like schooled in science and philosophy and theology, and she gave the advice which to rulers, which helped them find this island, and or this group of islands, I should say, and all this, like, talking about all these accomplishments and and things she's done and stuff, and now it's like, oh, she's also like really secluded and not self-aware, and she's kind of a war criminal because she waged war in the Mesk state and resettlement programs? Or are we talking about like internment camps or something? Or like internment, or are we talking about like we're displacing natives of the various regions? War crimes, yeah. What happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, this comes back to what the comments I was making earlier when I was going on my trademark Tormuse tangent earlier. To refer to the Geneva Convention as that called a fun to-do list instead. Ha. Yeah. But yeah, no, like I said before, sometimes religion has been used as an excuse to do bad things. You think of things like the Crusades or the Spanish Inquisition. Those are a couple of the top examples that come to mind when you think of that sort of thing. But basically trying to convert everyone to your religion, invading other countries to try to convert them to your religion or whatever. And dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity. Yikes. Like, you have to agree with me or we're sending the army after you. Like, mandatory education programs? Oh, man. Welp. Moving on.
Suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity.
Yeah, no kidding. It's like, if you don't believe our religion, you're not human. It's like, yikes. So, okay, I'm back to being glad I didn't kneel to her.
She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacentic, mare interregnum.
So I wonder everyone liked her hair. Well, I mean, she's a revered religious figure who's regarded as someone who can do no wrong, and even if it's war crimes, I guess. Yeah, if they didn't, they tend to vanish. There you go. Exactly.
Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her.
That's neat. I got experience for that, and it was enough to level up.
Lieutenant Yefrater, you've stood there for over 5 minutes.
Lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
She's somehow connected to the case. Yeah, right. Glowing lungs, that's effed up. Or nothing, just looking around. She's beautiful. She's not human. Or yell, war criminal! Perfect example right there. Yeah, here's another one of those personality quizzes here. Somehow connected to the case? I don't think so. Glowing lungs, that's effed up. I don't think so. Nothing, just looking around. That's the neutral response. That's the I'm not going to say anything response. She's beautiful. She's not human. War criminal. I mean, I like I said before, like I lean more in the sort of agnostic direction because it's like, religion can be used as an excuse to do good or bad. I get the feeling that if I yell war criminal, it's going to offend Kim. I mean, he like crossed himself while looking up at her. That's sort of hints that he has some religious tendencies. War criminal, yeah. Actually, I haven't been standing here for any time at all. I know, right? It still says 2 a.m. here. That time hasn't moved. What? Not human. Leave it as she's not human. I'm kind of leaning towards saying she's beautiful just to appease Kim, who seems to maybe like her. Although, as you said, Terminator 84, the people who disliked her maybe got disappeared in the past. So maybe that's why the only people left are those who like her or those who profess to like her. I don't know. Yelling war criminal sort of feels like it's taking too hard a stance here. I'm tempted. I'm just tempted to go with the "she's beautiful" line. Let's go with "she's beautiful." What the heck?
That she is. A great sacred piece. I wonder what we are doing here, Roy.
I wonder what we're doing here. However, he takes his glass up to the sort of passive aggressiveness in that line. I wonder what we're doing here. Like, ahem, we should get on with the case. Ahem.
In this church, I mean. The coast in general. We shouldn't linger. This isn't a good place to get lost in.
Okay. Yeah, but I want to do this visual calculus roll first. And before I do that, I want to put on the visual calculus glasses. So 72% chance becomes
humanism
83% chance.
A precious and a jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one. And a text, a light motif below them both.
Leitmotif, and again, it's spelled motif with a V instead of an F. Did the authors of this game not know how motif is spelled? So I'm expecting you to get XCOM luck? Ha. I mean, it sure has happened a lot in this. But, yeah, there she is. And she's looking over the ruler, and people with pointy hats? Reminds me vaguely of Blasphemous, the game Blasphemous. Which features a religion which is, like, built all around pain and guilt and stuff. Yeah, so much for my impression of her as being compassionate earlier. Oops, oh well. Missing 95% roll on an enemy that's right beside you, yeah. One beneath the younger one in text goes. So that's the queen, I guess? Okay, so what shattered this mosaic? Who is this older woman? The motto, what does it say? Let's see the motto, what does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau.
Isn't it early? Yeah. Yeah, so after life, death, after death, the life anew, the new life, the life of new. But yeah, so that's why that's the password. Tiago said the password for the computer was after life, death. It was a nod to the old motto here. Huh, okay.
And then along the left side, après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau.
After the world, the gray. After the gray, the new world. Le monde de nouveau. So like literally the world of new. It's just like up here, la vie de nouveau, the life of new. But I think maybe it's not meant to be literally translated. Like maybe it's the new life or the new world, the life anew, the world anew. The le gris, that could be the pale. Actually, now that I think about it, because this message came up before in the previous stream, and I was wondering the gray, le gris, the gray, and I googled it to see if there was some other meaning for le gris. I have a feeling this is referring to the pale, whatever boundary between the old world and the new world that they were alluding to. Anyway, who's this older woman? It's probably the queen. Oh, there she is.
The scutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden rights apfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
Yeah, to draw all this like in stained glass, that's and this huge, that's a heck of a job. Anyway, what shattered this mosaic? Is it? I mean, I was thinking stained glass because churches typically have stained glass. Maybe it isn't stained. Maybe it isn't glass. I don't know. Whatever. What shattered this mosaic?
Unknown.
Yeah, Lieutenant. This used to say after life, death, after ...
Death, life again.
Yeah.
After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again.
Okay. Yeah, so the le gris is the pale. There we go. Are you going to flex? What? Maybe that 47 couldn't have. You're invoking Hitman now? Yeah. What do you mean, are you going to flex? Like that? Anyway.
This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
Subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. Okay, so the RCM seems to indicate that RCM isn't too fond of the moral intern then? We're already suspected bootlegging says also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing. Okay. What is the RCM motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
Huh. Justice, Union, Prudence, and Force. Nothing about serving and protecting there. Okay. Cool. Not very feminine. I like the other one better. Or I like us puts the fear of God back in the F slur, I guess. Like what? Okay. No. So there's the neutral option. There's I guess that's also kind of a neutral option. Like the other one better, I can say for the other one, or for this one, I don't know. Probably best to not translate it. I mean, yeah, I'm making a deliberate choice not to say what it, what that word might be. Not very feminine. Let's go with that, I guess. Or, I mean, I don't know. Not very feminine. Whatever.
Not at all.
Okay, step back.
The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression.
Okay, turn away then, I guess. Alright, since we got the password from that guy, I mean, it's in-game, it's 2 a.m., but, like, as far as I can tell, like, the time is frozen. The game doesn't penalize you for keeping doing things after that time, so I sort of feel like I might as well carry on and stuff. I got all this recording equipment and stuff here. Are we being recorded? Going to be AFK for a period? Okay. Oh, I'll see you in a bit, I guess. You say cool, that's me. Yeah, I mean, I could have. Alright.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Press play again.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Got any books to read in game? I do. Yeah, I meant to bring attention to them. One was about the Pale, and the other was about her innocence. So you know, the whole innocentic thing that it got going on here. So I was like, oh darn, this is the stuff I got books about. I should probably read those so I can find out what more information. Anyway.
Good evening. Votre accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Rapid Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Let's try this again. I think I may have the right password for the personal log.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife Death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Alright.
Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
I think that's it. Thanks, and finish with this call.
Sleep well, votre accident.
She says as her voice disappears into a whirl of
The
static.
machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent
Okay, press
play.
print.
The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Okay, read the printout.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise.
Is it 4th February 51? We're into March, right? That's where we established the timeline, so this is from a month ago.
Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in.
Okay, so this, whoever was in here, the woman that Tiago alluded to, is presumably the one who made this report.
The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Do you think this log might be connected to the case, or read the second entry, or like other printout? I mean, I don't think it's related to the case, but although, I mean, hey, if it was Ruby who was messing around with the machine here, and she's our suspect that we're trying to find, whatever. Okay, do you think it's like might be connected to the case?
Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
His eyes wander to the various machines around him. Okay, read the second entry.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity.
Okay.
See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving.
Read the third entry.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Okay. Why would you need an antenna? Well, I mean, it's a radio computer. She has to connect to the whatever. Okay, why would you need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
He steps on a wire running on the ground and inspecting it with his boot. Read the fourth entry.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers.
Who are these names? Simo? Sulislav? Lexi? Those aren't the people over in the tent, are they?
But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked.
Okay, that suggests that... Okay, they had a whole team working here then. So it isn't just one person.
I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
Okay, data loss?
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
He adjusts his glasses. I mean, yeah, that was my assessment of it too. Artists, programmers, Lexi, who are all these people?
I think these people worked in the radio computer games business. The one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
Yeah. I mean, the radio computer that we found over in the doomed commercial area looked like it had been abandoned for a long time, like for years. But someone was working this like a month ago. So, anyway, read the fifth entry.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
Okay, we got a start time for the strike. 12th of February is when the strike started, it seems.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder.
He strokes his chin.
Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
Read the sixth entry.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
That's why That's why those pans of water with the wires in them were set up around the center of the church. They are actually there to act as contact microphones.
Is she talking about?
Lieutenant looks to his right toward the silence. Read the 7th entry.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
Okay. What kind of data loss are we talking about? Like what kind of data? It's data if we're talking about Lieutenant Commander from Star Trek Next Generation, the android data. Otherwise, I would pronounce it data, but whatever.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
But what could it be? Look at the water basins behind you.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples.
Read the 8th entry.
March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again.
Just going to appear next to the church. Is that referring to the folks in the tent who wanted to start up the dance hall or whatever? Because they've got music blasting all the time. Anyway.
Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work.
That would be a cell then. Because she said that she started to come in, saw the crab man, and then ran out. This would be just before they put a padlock on the front of the church.
That disco man must be a cell.
Yeah, there you go. She must be describing a cell.
The girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
Read the 9th entry.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
Hey, and Kurlevanov is here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Yeah. I noticed that the March entries, they don't have a day. Like other ones, like for the Februaries, it's like February 25, February 28th. But March, this is getting close to the present here. Saying I got a call from the repeater station. Someone tried to access the radio computer. I think this is referring to me here because I tried to access the radio computer in the other building. Pretty well. Cool. I was just about to say the hello you just typed there is strangely not in the fancy font you usually use. Anyway. Okay, so the mysterious person, the author of this report here, was aware that we accessed the other computer, but they weren't able to get to the building. Yeah, that's me. I was the one who broke into that radio computer, and the storekeeper must be Plaisance. Yeah, exactly.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with the machine.
Heh. Read the 10th entry.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also some canned air.
Been a while, gotta grab my bearings. Okay. Yeah, yeah, still playing Disco Elysium, murder mystery game. We wandered into an abandoned church and found there's some kind of weird techno setup here. There's a radio computer and there are all kinds of listening devices, and there's no explanation who put these here or what they were using them for. But we just found a log which is detailing whatever it was they were doing. So that's what we're looking at here. Looks like a shopping list. What's this about?
Interrupted by the sound of the church door opening.
That was unexpected noise. Okay.
A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Ooh. Is that Ruby? Is that her? Is that the person we've been looking for? We're just gonna let her walk up to it and start typing on the machine? Okay.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
It says Suna, the programmer. Okay, so maybe it's not Ruby then. She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCN, you see.
We're looking for a suspect in a murder investigation. We thought they might be hiding here. We're here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers. Or we're not just breaking in. I'm pursuing a mysterious lead, searching for my lost identity. Let's go with the first one. I mean, theoretically, that's what we're here for. I mean, I thought we were going to find Ruby here. I guess maybe not. Okay. Yeah, we're looking for a suspect in a murder investigation. We thought they might be hiding here.
No one's hiding here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
Yeah, the lieutenant whispers. Yeah, but surely we can continue reading the readout, right? And I've got 5 experience points to spend here. What's the thought cabinet doing? Okay, I guess it's because time is frozen. It's still stuck. That point there. Well, just wait another 2 days, sure. Can I talk to her again, or do I actually have to wait, or?
What is it?
The woman is still hunched over the keyboard, gently illuminated by the purring machine. I didn't break anything, did I? Or, hey, are you the lead programmer of Oral Untethered by any chance? Or, sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here? Yeah, let's show we have some knowledge about this. Are you the lead programmer of Oral Untethered by any chance?
Yes. Or no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
She thinks to herself. Would you ever play Cruelty Squad? I am not familiar with that game. What's Cruelty Squad like? I'm always open to suggestions. Yeah, just yeah, let me know what it's like. You know, hey, I'm up to 4 viewers now. Yeah, see, it's like I said before. It's this weird late time for me to be streaming, but hey, maybe this is a good time to stream for all I know. Like this is like 2:30 a.m. for me here. Anyway, okay, so she's the lead, or she was the lead programmer for that that radio computer game that we found. Okay.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back.
I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
Okay. It does not look like a big loss to her. Okay. Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages.
Okay. Former lead programmer of Fortress Accident. Okay. RSA radios? mean, we've heard the term fortress accident before, but okay.
If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
She turns back to the terminal. Have you seen the crab man? Have you seen any suspicious, say anyone suspicious, say a woman named Ruby? Why are there so many machines in this place? Or what are you doing in an abandoned church? How do you feel about hypnotic dance music? Haha. Yeah, I get the definite feeling she's not going to be happy with the idea of turning this place into a dance hall. How do you feel about manufacturing large quantities of drugs? Really? Yeah, let's lead in with that one. Why don't we? Or really, work in peace. Let's start with, have you seen anyone suspicious? Say a woman named Ruby. Let's get right down to business here.
What? No. No one's suspicious around here.
Great.
She has not seen her, sire. 'Tis true.
Okay. Avoid the last two? Yeah. Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need an antenna? Point to it? Or what are you doing with your radio computer? What about those bowls of water over there? Right, I'll try not to touch anything. Next question. Yeah, what about those bowls of water over there?
They are connected to my RAIN prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
She looks up. Actually repulsive to the senses, but also downright brilliant? Oh, you mean Cruelty Squad? Okay. Oh, something for me to look up. Suppose I can, Just make a note of it. Great, where's the... Sorry, bear with me. Is it this one here? So, Cruelty Squad? There, I made a note of it. Okay, moving on. She's up early and she has a few turns. Yeah, I mean, pretty much, yeah.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
Okay. Why do you need antenna? Point to it.
I use the AR-1 as my RAIN prefect's processing unit.
Wait, what? Or I don't understand. Let's go with I don't understand.
RAIN prefect is my radio computer.
She explains. And the antenna is its processing unit?
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
She's stopped working now. Not really. I know a little, or I don't really know much about anything in the world, to be honest. Let's go with I know a little.
Alright. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
Okay. Wait, what's on air? Or the AR-1 is a good antenna? Should I ask? Okay, well, it's more content. What's on air?
On the front, the unified front of radio waves, licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region. It's all around us. That's what on air means.
She waves her hand. And the AR-1 is a good antenna?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market, so I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
And what are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
Great. I mean, that's clear enough, I guess.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
She closed her eyes. Right, I'll try to touch anything. Next question.
Great.
She dwells back into the glowing terminal. Ask about the Crabman. What are you doing in a band church? What are you doing in a band church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
There's a hint of amusement in her tired eyes. I need to make sure you're not hiding anyone here. I'm a police officer. It's my job to ask questions. You're occupying a public space. I need to know what you're doing here, or there have been complaints from your neighbors. I mean, complaints from the neighbors is kind of true. Have you seen Slay the Princess? I'm aware of it. I believe TurboJet84 actually suggested that one. Yeah. Yeah. You completed the game? Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, like I wouldn't mind checking it out. It's just like I've got a number of games that I've been meaning to get to. Like once I've finished it with Disco Elysium, I think I'd like to get back to the Long Dark because they just came up with a new update, and I wanted to check that out. Apparently they've added a whole bunch of new features. And I also recently got a copy of Heartspace Shipbreaker, which for anyone who is following my playthrough of the club meetings mod, I actually got Heartspace Shipbreaker as a reward for finding all the bugs, typos, all the corrections that Dev, that's me getting a reward for my proofreading, so that was cool. So I might check that game out too. It looks interesting. And yeah, basically there are a number of other games that I've been meaning to get to. This game looks like it will take ages. Somebody said a few streams back, I mean, this is what, part 24? Someone said when I was back in part 16 that I am halfway through the game, so at that rate, maybe not that far, maybe not that long till I reach the end, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, moving right along. So I can say, police officer, my job to ask questions, or there have been complaints from your neighbors. Like those options that feel like they put her on the defensive a little bit. Occupy public space, need to know what you're doing here. That's also putting her on the defensive a bit. Need to make sure. Actually, all of these feel like they're trying to put her on the defensive a bit. Make sure you're not hiding anywhere. I mean, I think. I guess we've established that Ruby isn't hiding here. All the routes inside the princess take a relatively small amount of time when combined together. Okay. Let's go with there have been complaints from your neighbors.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
She says, ready to stand her ground. Okay, there we go. Now we're actually finding out what she's doing, maybe. What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world? Okay, that's slightly ominous.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Indeed. Logic's coming back with, wait, what?
She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said.
Ah, okay.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal, or a hole in the world? Was that even anything? Let's go. Is it connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
She stares at the burnished antenna on a nearby table. Burnished antenna? Oh, is that the antenna there? Okay. Hole in the world. What does that mean exactly?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, It has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing.
Something frantic about her as she locks her gaze with you, eyes shining like pearls.
What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer. Poor Kim, can your light shining in his eyes? Yeah, I know. It's like it points the light wherever wherever the mouse is pointing. Like even like when I mouse off the side of onto the other monitor, it continues following it. Like I'm moving it up and down the other monitor, it's still trying to follow it. Anyway, okay, continue.
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
Logic challenging failure. Yeah, my logic score wasn't high enough to get a better roll on this one here. Oh well. Okay, hold on a moment. Does it mean we're now living in a world that has holes in it? Or I can't even understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it. I don't know. I'm not here for some science. I just want to solve a murder so I can go home. Does it mean we're in holes in it? I can't even understand how we're... Yeah, I'm gonna go with I can't even understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it.
You measure it by its surroundings, by that which does exist, which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins. But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
She grows silent, staring at her circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual. Okay, do you have any idea where this hole might be located? Or you said that the research isn't going well, why not? You said the research isn't going well, why not?
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
She stops mid-sentence. And the hole is getting caused by that virus? Oh, sorry, what? There's a computer virus damaging the game. I mean, I have a feeling we're not going to get that meta here, but anyway. Do you have an idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch black heights above, but without much success.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark, most of the tower disappearing into the shade.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow, and the higher you go, the less you record.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
That would be my first assumption. Some kind of architectural quirk.
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
This is where the Crabman is? It's now my only option. I have to bring up the Crabman, okay.
I know.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how she's going to react to me bring up a Crabman, but okay. You don't think Crabman might be somehow responsible here?
No, I don't.
Okay. So I want to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world for now.
Great. Thanks.
Her hands are whirled on the keyboard. Have you seen the Crabman?
No?
But you know he's around.
Yes.
He's seen you, or he must have seen you, or it sounds like you're not worried about him at all. Yeah, he's seen you. And the Crabman has seen you, or, okay, it's probably not a big deal then. Little asterisk. And the Crabman has seen you.
I don't care. I don't care about Crabmen.
She barely looks up, now tinkering with the machine's printer.
Wow, she really doesn't. Not afraid, this one.
Okay, how about that 2mm hole again? I'm assuming this is just going to bring up the same options again. Yeah, I have a feeling she's not going to be on board for the whole dance hall thing, but let's ask her about it anyway. How do you feel about anodic dance music?
What? I hate it.
She squints her eyes. What are you, 40? It's the future of dance music. Or, same here, it just doesn't connect here. It just doesn't connect here, tap on your heart. Not like disco. Not like disco does, anyway. Okay, wow, that was quick. Why do you hate it? Is the Crabman inside joke? Well, the Crabman thing, one of the ravers that we talked to earlier said that she saw a weird crabman crawling on the rafters of the church. And earlier we ran into a guy who was climbing across the rafters in the church. And we talked to him, and he's like high on drugs and going on about some kind of spiritual stuff or whatever. So yeah, there's not sure why we've committed to calling him the Crabman. That's just what the other girl called him. Anyway, what are you, 40? It's the future of dance music. Or same here doesn't. Let's go with okay. Wow, that was quick. Why do you hate it?
Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it,
Yeah.
but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Hey, right. But how do you feel about a club for anodic dance music? I mean, I don't think she's gonna like it any better.
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
She looks up, shaking her head. Yeah, what do they want to build then?
Take a guess, why don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's implied that they wanted to set up a drug den kind of thing. I heard they're also planning on building a drug lab. A youth center would be nice, or a petting zoo, a place for animals. Yeah, right. Maybe some community space to help the elderly. Or I'm still convinced they want to establish a nightclub for anodic dance music. They said it's their dream. I mean, there was a dialogue option for trying to talk them out of building the drug lab. So, like, I don't know. Maybe we can. Yeah, meth lab. Yeah. Maybe we can reach some kind of agreement. I don't know. Except she doesn't like the idea of the anodic music, so. Because they want to build a nightclub. Yeah. I would be annoying in this game. It does give you a lot of weird options sometimes. I'm kind of trying to, for the most part, just trying to play it straight and not pick the goofy options. Although I have on occasion gone with the silly options, but because you never know. Sometimes you get experience for weird things in this game. So anyway. I guess let's go with, I hear they're also planning on building a drug lab.
Bingo! That's exactly what they're up to.
She snaps her fingers.
Wonderful.
Lieutenant whispers, admiring the embellished pillars and the spectacular architecture in the church.
Now this house of worship is also going to be a drug lab. Always something fascinating happening in towns.
They're just encouraging an active youth culture here. Nothing wrong with that. Or mind-altering substances are a vital part of anodic club scenes. It helps to bring the community together. Or I can just say nothing. Both of these options sound like they're agreeing with saying that having a drug lab is okay. I'm gonna go with say nothing.
So that's settled. Great. No nightclubs in the church then.
This is my objective is good. Help her start a nightclub. Tell Andre about Suna's thoughts on the nightclub. Okay. Are there any new options? Okay, if I select wipe out that 2mm hole
The
again.
swallow, you mean? What about it?
Okay, yeah, there's nothing new there.
Great. Thanks.
Alright, that's all the options. That's all the dialogue options here then. So, right, I'll let you work in peace now. Okay. Hold your tongue, Bill? Who's Bill? That club is at a church sounds good though. Yeah, I mean it is a really old abandoned church. I mean you got the stained glass window here all smashed. It's kind of old and run down looking. Anyway, this is probably it's probably a decent time to wrap up the stream because it's coming up to 3 a.m. here. I don't want to go super late. I mean I have terrible sleeping habits and I have a habit of staying far too late for my own good. But this seems like a decent stopping point. Found out some new stuff. Probably not worth rating anyone, but I'm gonna take a peek at who's on anyway. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass on rating then. But yeah. At least I feel like I made more progress than I did in yesterday, or well, in the last stream, when I was spending the time looking for someone who wasn't there. Yeah, at least we found some stuff. We found some information about the church and the religion in this world and its history and stuff. Yeah, presumably next time I'll read those books about the Pale and the Innocents and so on, and be able to get more information about that. Yeah, I guess that's all for now. Thanks everyone for watching. With this, are you willing to raid Miffy X? Sure, why not? I don't know who Miffy X is, but Miffy, is it underscore X, or you wrote it as dash X, but it's auto-completing with an underscore. I'll try it with the dash first. Yeah, Miffy X is still I see Miffy underscore X playing World of Warships with 2 viewers. Is that who you're referring to? Looks like they started just 2 minutes ago. Okay, underscore. Yeah. Someone else wants to recommend a raid. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I don't mind rating them. Why not? Yeah. Really not familiar with World of Warships beyond that Zelda sauce that we raided last time. But yeah, no particular reason not to raid them. So yeah, let's go for it. Why? The raid now buttons went away. Okay, here. It's showing up over here. Okay, weird. Okay, yeah. Twitch is being weird, or Chrome is being weird. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Thanks everyone for watching. Yeah, until next time.